Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 in the new Man the Guns expansion, and we have just had the very exciting discovery of advanced radar technology. That does mean it's about time that we redesign our ships a little bit, and we are going to start out with the biggest ships, of course. So the Kongo class battlecruiser that we do have around here does deserve an upgrade. It's just a small upgrade really of the radar installations for this one, but you can already see that it does give some good bonuses, especially for heavy attack, for light attack, for anti-air, and of course for detection in particular. Detection is not the most important thing, but the other thing that we are going to pick is we are going to get better fire control. That does drastically really lower our reliability, but it does give us a huge boost in heavy attack and again in light attack and in anti-air. So I'm really looking to maximize our heavy attack because that is something that is extremely important in the recent battles. So we're going to call that, of course, the Kongo class 1942. So that's not a dramatic shift, it's mostly on the electronic suite. So it's not a big shift, but I think it's an important shift. And we are, of course, going to directly go ahead to our heavy scout force. And we are going to ask our 3 remaining Kongo class battlecruisers to be upgraded to the Kongo class design. So you can see that for 3 ships it comes to a cost of around 3,000 production costs. But yeah, I think it's well worthwhile to do this. So yes, we're going to go and do that. It's going to take 41 days. Which is not really that much, I suppose. So let's get these convoys way to the bottom of the queue. Let's make sure that we are prioritizing our Kongo class refits. And it should all be happening fairly quickly. Why is this one taking... Oh, because you don't have the production capabilities. And I suppose that's fine. Can I actually reduce that more? No, I cannot reduce that below 1, so... that's fine, but what we can do is we can reduce the production of our torpedo cruisers just for a while until we have these guys upgraded. Of course, we're not going to stop with the heavy battle cruisers. I do, of course, also want to upgrade our battleships, and we do have 3 Fuso class battleships. And honestly, by now, I'm not convinced 3 are enough. We are not going to build any new battleships, but I do eye the 2nd battle fleet, which does include the Mutsu and the Nagato. And these are actually, on paper, better ships. They do have more heavy attack. They do have better heavy piercing. And that is because these guys do in fact have, so the Nagato and the Fuso class, they are more or less clones. You can see the only difference here really is the fact that these guys do have heavy guns number 1, whereas the Nagato had heavy guns number 2. So they have a little bit better and more modern turrets, but that does come at a cost, and that cost is speed. And we don't have a really uniform speed, and the Fuso class actually has a speed of 24 knots, roundabout, or 25, whereas the Nagato only has 20. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the Fuso class and we're going to modernize it, and we're then going to retrofit the turrets on the other classes as well towards this design. That does mean we are unfortunately losing some of the benefits that we do have, but I do still think that's a worthwhile trade-off. If we are doing that, we can also fit the new radar in and even the fire controls. Again, lower reliability does present a risk, but it does mean more heavy attack, more light attack, more anti-air, more surface detection, and all that is pretty good. Do we want to do anything else over here? We could actually include a secondary battery. Would dramatically lower our surface detection, but for the battleships these guys are not really doing the surface detection. And some more light attack, it just might be nice. It's a nice to have. It's not dramatically important, and it's 290 production costs at the very least. But more anti-air, more heavy attack, more light attack. You know what, we're gonna replace that as well, and that does put up a very nice gunship. So 2 major gun turrets, a couple of supportive artillery, quite a bit of AA guns as well, so I think that is a very fine design, and we are going to call that the Fuso. Come on, right in here. We're going to call that the Fuso class 1942. Gonna save that design. And then we're gonna call the Nagato as out of commission, so as a little bit too old. And then what we can do is we can go over to the Kiributai and we can actually ask the Fuso to be upgraded to the latest design. You can see it's 1,000, well, basically 1,400 points or so. Reliability goes down, surface detection goes down, even though we have a new radar dish, but anti-air goes up massively, heavy attack goes up massively. So yes, I do think this is a very fine design. It will take 62 days, and that's an issue of course, because that will leave us somewhat vulnerable for a short time. And I'm not actually sure that we want to do this in Sri Lanka, but we'll have to think about that in a second. Let's also think about the second battle fleet, which is currently in Micronesia. It's not quite as good. And we're also going to upgrade that one to the Fuso class. This is more expensive, 4,000 points, which is massive. I mean, that's basically another torpedo class cruiser, which is not ideal, but you can see it does give us a lot of benefits from light attack to heavy attack. But most importantly, the speed is going to go up, and that means we can then put these guys into a uniform formation, and I think I would appreciate that a lot. So yes, let's actually take the second battle fleet then. Let's bring it back to Tokyo. And then what we can do is upgrade these ships to the Fuso class. Where would you actually go? Yes, yes, yes. If the naval base where they're being refitted. Okay, that's fine. Where are you going? Go to refit. I wonder. Does that appear somewhere? Tsubaka, Yokom. No, they should be at the bottom of the list. They're just going to be reinforced. So you've split off, is that what you're telling me? Yes, it is. But it seems like you're coming back to Tokyo. So that's fine, yeah. I think that's pretty lovely, actually. So yeah, that's good. That does mean we will be refitting these guys. It will take quite a couple of days, I suppose. But what we can do also in the meantime is think about what else can we do. And one thing I would very much like to upgrade is our first cruisers, the Miyoko class. They've been doing extremely well. Some of these ships have a lot of kills under their belt, and I would kind of like to reward them. They have been neglected for a while, so I would like to make sure that we are upgrading these guys as well. The Miyoko is actually very close to the Maugayama class, except this one has a little bit better torpedoes and some better AA. So yes, I think that would be a nice change. So let's start out with the Mugamaya actually, and let's get it to get the latest torpedo launchers, because these are always nice. Let's also make sure to give you some radar dishes and some fire control systems. And all in all, that already is a fairly decent upgrade. The secondary guns we should also upgrade to dual purpose guns. Not the biggest change, but all in all this does provide a much better ship. So light attack doubled, heavy attack increased by somewhat, anti-air increased, sub detection increased, surface detection increased. Reliability goes down, yes, but all in all I still think it's a very good ship. We might actually upgrade. Do we want to upgrade the max speed? I don't think so. So let's keep it as is, because that means if we upgrade the AA guns, well, it doesn't go down that much. Neither do costs go up by much. So yes, you know what? Let's actually put better AA guns on there, and that should be fairly good. So yeah, now you actually do have some AA, whereas previously you kind of really didn't. And do we actually want to do something like this and get better? No, I think the improvement is so marginal that it doesn't really make sense to do this. This will cost us most of our naval experience, but I do think it is important to upgrade our heavy cruisers in this regard. So yes, let's call that the Mogami class 1942. And there we go. Lovely. Good stuff. So the first cruiser group is currently based where? It is currently based, in the Bay of Bengal. And that's alright. Let's bring it actually back to Singapore. And then let's batch upgrade these bad boys. which should be possible. Actually, how much does it cost for a single ship? So yeah, 1,300. But again, it's gonna result in a much better ship. So yes, I do appreciate that very much, and we can actually do that. So let's upgrade these and refit all of them. Good. Apparently we do have some more ships down here. Can I upgrade you while you are in dock? No. No, apparently not, because you are repairing, and that's fine. Really, let's just make sure that we do have the capabilities of upgrading all of that. We don't really have the naval experience to upgrade anything else. We would of course upgrade our light cruisers, the Hakuzi class, to gain better radar technology. And that's a fairly cheap upgrade, so we might as well do it now. So let's call it the Hakuzi 1942. Do we want to give it better fire control systems? For a little bit better anti-air and better light attack? I don't think so. I think this is fine. Good. Yeah, no further upgrades required on this guy. You already have dual purpose guns, so yes, good. Okay, and that basically eats up all of our naval experience. So what we can do for now is assign these dockyards towards production of these torpedo cruisers, of which we are of course only going to build one, and very soon we're going to switch over to modernizing a couple of our forces, and it's going to be alright. For now we are not going to upgrade the battleships in the Kido Butai, because I'd first like to get the other battleships so that we have sort of a rolling system, and that I think would be okay. Good. Resistance occupation, we do have some bases in low supply, so we've changed the priority of construction a little bit, so that we are upgrading these or repairing these infrastructure developments, and hopefully that's going to be enough. You know what, that is a stupid attack. You will not be able to break through there. Alright. Other than that, you know what I really would like is if you guys could just simply shorten the front line a little bit over here. And that's good. Okay, unread naval results. So we stumbled into a very large fleet of UK and US battleships, and that's one of the reasons really why I do want to get a little bit more concentration of our battleships, and hopefully get it that way. Good. So yeah, that battle is almost won. Good. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to pick you. That's fine. Good. Air warfare does look alright. So yeah, we've been dealing a lot of damage over here, but I think now it's time to actually send the Kido Butai back. Reduce it from over here, get it back to Truk, and in Truk we will then conduct a strike mission on Eastern Micronesia if it's required. And that should be okay. And you know what? The actual second battle fleet should not be on strike mission as long as its main ships are being refitted. Good, they should be coming into port fairly soon, and then we will see the production going on there. Good, 15th of January, it's not actually that long, it's about a month, a little bit more. So that should be okay. Do see a lot of ship movement here. You're almost being readied. Are you reattaching, or... Otherwise, I would like to upgrade you. Okay, but we are just badge converting everyone. Okay, that's fine. Alright, naval results over here. Yeah, some convoys sunk. Lovely. Good stuff. Some more naval battles down there. And all of that is okay. And we are advancing here, so that too is pretty good. And you are now, yeah, going to new places, so that's good. We are trying to get to Delhi, sinking some submarines, and I would really love if you, sir, would gain at some point the Sea Wolf ability. Although it doesn't quite look like that is going to be the case. Also, Yamamoto might very soon gain some new experience once we do get into a couple more battles. Although for now we are really trying to lick our wounds of some of these battles that have been happening so far, and trying to regain some ability there. You know what, guys, can you actually try to... You don't necessarily like to do that, but let's try to circle back behind these guys and try to cut them off. That would be lovely. I mean, these are 4 divisions, and I think the Indians would certainly feel the pain of that, of losing these guys. We could also try to cut across India and cut these guys off down here, all of them. But let's see. Good. So far everything in terms of the land war goes alright. We haven't seen really that many naval battles. We've beaten the Americans pretty strongly, I suppose, so there's no point really upgrading that now. Let's look at the production. Let's make sure, yeah, all of you guys should be... That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I suppose what we pretty much can do is simply do it like that. And that even now we don't have enough capacity for all of these guys. So yeah, there we go. Okay, but still that's fine. I wish there was a button to prioritize all of these guys right to the top. Basically, they'll be ready in February, which is fine. June. Oh, so these are the battleships. Yeah, they will take a while. That's a long time for our ships to be rebuilding. But I suppose it does make sense. We are ripping out their main turrets, so yeah, that's bound to take a while. Until we get that ready, so yeah. Right, there we go. Yeah, but all of them are being built up, so that is good. The Fuso class, let's collapse these guys. At least the ones that we are upgrading. And again, it doesn't take that long, so... Good. Okay, there should also be... We should keep an eye on the first cruiser group, because I suppose some of you will be rejoining soon, won't you? No, you're still repairing. It's going to take a while to repair. You still have the rudder jammed. Why wouldn't you fix that first? I suppose that should really be fixed first. It doesn't matter in this instance, but if it's only being fixed at the end of a repair, it doesn't make sense to pull in somewhere and only quickly try to check what's going on. What's that? So we have the first cruiser group, which is patrolling here, and we have the torpedo boats. That's fine. We also have one of our groups over here trying to do some maneuvers and trying to work up a little bit of naval experience and their own experience. So yeah, I suppose that's fine. The first heavy scout force again. Oh, you know what? You guys should also be refitted, shouldn't you? The Mogami class 1942. Yes, you should be. Surface detection going up dramatically. Heavy attack going up somewhat. Light attack. Torpedo attack dramatically, so losing a little bit of speed. But you know what, that's fine. Although I don't think we actually have enough naval build capacity to build all of that at the same time. But you know what, it's fine. We don't need to be too concerned with that. Good. Very, very good. Let's make sure to park them, I think in priority they are below the Kongo class. Yeah. Still, I think all in all that's gonna strengthen our navy by quite a bit. I suppose we can accelerate time slightly. Let's actually check the results for December, because I don't think there was too much, but I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything. So yeah, last month just 17 ships destroyed, most of them were convoys, so that's not dramatic. By the way, something I did see is we apparently sunk 2 enemy ships over here in the Hawaiian Ridge. And that's pretty nice. I do like that. We're not conducting any naval strikes down here, or naval invasions, which is slightly unfortunate. You guys have been doing well, I see, so that's good. Suppose you could attack into here. Yeah, that looks good. You can now rest up. And then we're gonna circle around there. There are some air battles going on over here, but that's fine. Okay, you can now attack into here. And that should be a rollover. Come on. There we go, overrun. And you're getting to new positions, that's lovely. You two should probably get down there towards that harbor, because we are suffering from some low supply situations there. Did manage to sink some convoys, that's always good. Naval combat over here. Huh, Australian destroyers, that's curious, against ours. And we're gonna lose some. At least the Akebunu. They lost one first. Still, doesn't look good for this ship. 27% strength. We just might be able to get out of here. Yeah, very good. Lovely result. Let's make sure these guys are being repaired. That's cool. Good. More convoys being sunk. Unfulfilled import requests. Who is that? Is that the Soviet Union? I suppose it must be. Soviet Union is delivering less and less oil to us, which is bad because we do need the fuel to work up our guys. You will also need to be repaired very soon. 88%. And we don't have that much naval experience. I think it's a function of how many ships you do have. So it's pretty clear that as we are training up, or as we are building more and more ships, it does become more and more complicated to keep them all supplied. Guys, could you be a little bit more aggressive in pushing to Delhi? You're advancing at least, that's good. Why are you, for example, not going into Lucknow? That would be good. It's urban. We can capture that. Okay, good. Did sink that. Separate fire mains, very good development for us. And we are... Shall we? No, we're going to leave them where they are. So that's good. On the naval side, I would like to go for this one, but we really don't have the naval experience, so it would take ages. But it still might be the best thing that we actually can do to reduce the damage that we are taking. So, you know what, we are going to go for that, because we're not gaining that much naval experience, even from fighting. So, yeah, we are simply going to have to deal with it that way. Don't want to give too many manual orders, but sometimes my guys are just really lacking in aggression, and I don't like to see that. We have some unassigned divisions, and that's okay, you're going to go into the 3rd Army. Good. Yeah, so guys, do continue to push. That's very lovely over here. I like that result. Just try to get that harbor, because it's most important for us to deny them supply and actually gain some for ourselves. Situation up here is somewhat stable, yeah, but we don't really have the forces to spread out so broadly, so yeah, there's a little bit of an issue there. So I think the first Kongo classes have joined up our forces, so let's see. Yeah, there we go. Refurbished Kongo classes, very, very lovely to see. Excellent result for us. These guys are all more or less worked up, so we can ask you to stop work, stop training, and be recombined. And then these guys are going to repair, and that's good too. Let's check the first cruiser group. The Miyoko class should be upgraded. Yes, yes, just making sure that we are not clicking anything stupid, but that seems to make sense to me. We could also take these 3 ships, I suppose, create a new task force, and ask you guys to do some naval exercises. Maybe not in that area, it is a bit of a combat area, but you know what, all in all that's fine. Good. Anyone else that needs to be refitted? Well, the slow cruisers, the Aoba class, can you actually refit into something useful? Not really. Okay, so not you, Nikita Butai. Yeah, I think what we're going to do then is upgrade these heavy ships. Refit them, go to the Fuzu class, 62 days, and that's fine. So yeah, we're going to be out of any heavy ship cover for a little while over here, but all in all, I think we will be alright. Not actually that many dockyards that we do have available right now. But yeah, I mean, February, that shouldn't take too long. And these guys will also finish up in February. Some in March. Where are these battleships? They're probably just gonna go to some dockyard. Lots of convoys being sunk. That I appreciate very, very much. You haven't managed to break through there. Oh, that's a pity. Yeah, we might actually have to use more forces over here. Which I didn't want to really do. But maybe not. If we can capture these guys, it should also put some pressure on their front line. Yeah, let's advance on a broad front over there. And then we will be getting somewhere. But you're actually making nice progress down here. I'm impressed. Oh, some unread naval combat. So yeah, US submarines are back in town. And one of the changes that we should probably make is if we do look at our destroyers and do look at our anti-submarine warfare platforms, they should potentially get some radar. So that would give them much better sub detection. And I think that is indeed what we need. We can actually afford that, so that's pretty good. So let us call that the Umikaze class 1943. And I'm not missing anything, am I? Why do you have a fire control system? Oh no, you have a sonar system number 2. Okay, that does make sense. Okay, there we go. Umikaze upgraded. Lovely. And that potentially means that we should be able to go ahead and upgrade you guys. So how much is it actually to upgrade you? It's very cheap. 290. And you're going to be so much better at this, so yes, let's go ahead, let's upgrade to the Umikaze. 7 days. Of course, it's going to take a little bit more than 7 days because we don't really have that many free naval dockyards. But all in all, still a very good development for us, especially since these submarines are really a pest for us. So we really have to do something about that. And yeah, that is going to work out alright. We've also discovered, by the way, the new weapon systems for our land forces, and they are being upgraded, so that too is pretty good. We are seemingly attacking more and more ships over here. So are you actually troop transports or are you something else? Freight convoys. Interesting. Also interesting that apparently we are at the cusp of breaking through over here. And that would indeed be extremely lovely. You, please do attack. Yeah, that shouldn't take too long. I mean, these guys are fairly low on supply. You can attack into here and then also advance. And you know what? Do get to Delhi, please. This is silly. Okay, that attack wasn't maybe the cleverest. Yeah, and you will simply collapse soon, right? Good. Let's advance into here. Keep them on edge. And that's fairly good. Yeah, and we will be getting Delhi very soon. And that should also deny them a little bit ability to reinforce. It's probably one of the most industrialized areas that they do have. Yeah, we're seeing more and more Australians down there. Also captured Bangalore. I think it's very important to get Mumbai. Otherwise they'll certainly not surrender. But if we could capture Mumbai, that would be good. So yeah, we are making some good progress over here. Just checking on whether the air warfare is good enough. Some submarines over here, which is unfortunate. By the way, I wonder if we should have built up an airfield over here, whether that would have given us better coverage. Because you must be suffering from 54%. If we go over here, will you be... When are you actually arriving? 49%? Ah, come on. Okay, some free military factories. We will spend them on potentially upgrading some stuff. We could be upgrading... Yeah, let's upgrade our forces so that they have more range. And then let's spend more on reforming our military. And that should be fine. Very good. We can also go ahead and ask actually in terms of trade for some less steel. It's not the most important thing that we are buying. The most important being oil, definitely. Which is looking fairly alright actually. So yeah, let's briefly check on you guys. It was 50 something percent. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better from over here. But we are losing convoys. Don't appreciate that. Are we actually checking on this area? I suppose we are not, so... You guys. You're covering that area. Let's deduct this. Let's add this. And then you, gentlemen, should also cover this. One of our fleets is currently out of order because we are indeed refitting them. And we don't really have the dockyards to do that at this second, but in February a lot of these cruiser refits will finish up, so yeah, it should be fairly soon that we are getting then a lot of construction on the destroyers. And that should be alright. Very good. Lastly, some naval combats over here, just sinking convoys, so that's good. Alright, so yeah, a little bit of a dull episode in terms of fighting, but we are rebuilding our forces and we are redesigning some very nice new ships. I would like to get a lot more naval experience because I do have a very different class of ship in mind that I would ideally like to build up. But we'll have to see whether that is actually viable in terms of the naval experience that we are getting over here. So, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.